Okay, there we go. This bedroom smells like nail polish. Ugh. But anyways. It doesn't smell like somebody else's scent. It just smells like I guess. I mean, you've seen that like massive nail polish setup in my room before. So you don't know. What does that have to do with what I just said? Sort of. I don't know. I feel like actually, I mean, it's both beauty related, but I kind of feel like nail art is like a pretty different skill in a way. I don't know. There's some overlap, I guess, but yeah, that's why there's a bajillion trillion nail polishes over there. Yeah, she bought 50 nail polish for no reason. Absolutely. Just for decoration, honestly. But you use it right. Exactly. What? No, I'm saying that you said that. Obviously they use it. Cuz there's like 50. It's literally, I've seen it. Actually, she was just doing it before I kicked her out of the room so I could stream. So anyway, what, you don't want to HIGURASHI? Oh shit, your mic. You're muted, whoopsie. I didn't, it's just you. Whenever I have to whenever I open OBS, I have to like redo all the audio things. So I forgot about yours. Okay. Yeah. They were spared your voice for a little while longer, thank God.
What the fuck? No, I bought my hitbox back in 2024, July the 17th, and I've been using it for a good 10 months now. It has served me very well. So
splendid.
That was a good purchase.
Let me turn you down, actually.
What the fuck?
That's probably good. Okay. So, you ready to Freddy?
No, I am not ready because you harassed me and you called me stinky.
And? What's wrong with that?
What the
I changed your
Why is
PNG.
everyone so mean to me?
'Cause you're...
Like, I go into the extraction team, they go, you're stinky. I go here, they say I'm stinky.
'Cause, well, maybe...
Nobody likes
don't...
me anymore.
Well, have you tried to not be stinky?
No.
Well, maybe try harder.
Why would I do that?
'Cause it'll make people like you, probably.
Will?
I don't know. You're right, you have way more flaws than that.
What the fuck? Alright, let's continue.
Okay. Do you like... I changed your PNG, by the way. To the potential future model one.
Potential future? Oh, I see. Let me go check it out.
Let me see. Maybe I should move it to a different spot on the screen, but IDK.
I have to go. I'm subscribed to you. It should show up immediately if I look up YouTube.
I would be so mad if you were not
yeah,
subscribed to me.
Oh, I see. It's a little gremlin.
Disgusting creature.
Yeah, of course I'm subscribed to you.
Yeah, you better be.
Or they could have forced. Oh my god, the cupcake most accurate reenactment. How much did it get on shorts?
I didn't post that one on shorts. Maybe I should. It would probably get way more. But who cares, low-key.
Low-keys?
So, what happened on Higurashi last time was... Well, the last thing I remember is Rena... like coming to our house and being like, oh, I follow you everywhere, Teehee, I stalk you, so don't lie to me about having dinner or not, because like I know. And then Keiichi like slams the door on her fingers, and then he ran up to his room, and that's basically what happened.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, no fucking way you're actually eating anything other than shitty ramen.
Ugh. I keep pressing the wrong button every time I start this game. Okay, this one.
Okay. Let's go. Yahoo!
Okay, let's see if I can read. Still. I sprinted up the stairs and dove into my room. As you would expect, I was finally no longer able to hear Rena repeating her endless apology. Diving into my bed, I was startled by the hard lump I felt. There was something in my bed? It was the receiver. I finally remembered. Oh yeah, he was on the phone with the cop guy this entire time. Let me move myself down, hold on. There we go. I was in the middle of a call with Oishi-san.
In your bed just doesn't sound right.
It's a monster. Looking at the clock, apparently not much time had passed since I went downstairs. Could it be that my clock had run out of batteries? I'd talked with Rena for so long, how did almost no time pass? But the hand on the clock was ticking forward 1 second every second, as usual. 1 second every second, yes, true. As I put the still warm receiver to my ear, time, which felt frozen, began moving once again. Hello, Oishi-san? Sorry to keep you waiting.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Right, that's you.
Oh, no, not at all. I didn't wait that long. Hey, did I give him a Texas accent?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like a weird old man
did.
Texas accent. Alright. It became apparent that the amount of time that had passed between myself and Oishi-san was different. Over the phone, I could hear an energetic voice from a sports program or something. It drove home just how far away Oishi-san really was. Rena came just now.
Did you come to play?
I wasn't confident that I could...
the voice that you remember?
I don't know what the voice was. It's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I could coherently explain the situation to Oishi-san, but I didn't need to right now. Right now I needed to know about Rena. That's right, I was planning to ask Oishi-san more about Rena, but Rena's little visit had interrupted the conversation. What was true and what was false, I couldn't tell. The one thing I knew was the single grim reality that Rena was suspicious. Fair enough. I might be able to figure something out if I ask Oishi-san about her. Up until now, I had regretted it whenever I forced myself to ask about things that I was better off not knowing. But looking at it that way, you could say I'd hit rock bottom. There was no possible way I could feel any more regret than I did right now. No, rather, I wanted to know if there was anything beyond this I would regret more. Forget about tomorrow. It wasn't out of the realm of possibility for something to happen tonight. I wanted to know everything I could. I was absolutely not going to die like this. Not without knowing anything. I definitely won't. Regarding... Oh, yeah, that's you.
Regarding Rena Ryugi-san, I did a bit of digging. Yeah, well, it wasn't much. Well, didn't you dig everything about her?
Sort of. I understood that Oishi-san was talking in circles. A bit meant I dug so deep it'd be hard to discuss with you since you're her friend. I want to know everything from your research.
I don't think you'll be very interested in what I have to say, though.
Oishi-san. I spoke as calmly as possible to Oishi-san, who was continuing to avoid the issue.
It's like, Oishi-san?
Huh? And then I said it. I think Rena Ryugu is suspicious. Even if the past incidents were from Yashiro-sama's curse, Rena Ryugu is involved.
Sorry, I was putting chat onto my second monitor.
Or...
yeah, because I almost forgot to do that. Do you believe that some, do you have some sort of proof that makes you believe Rena-san is suspicious? Well, for one, she kind of knows what you're doing at any given time.
Doesn't he already know about the needle incident also? He does, right? We told them about that.
No, because yeah, we know about the needle, but we never got the actual needle, and therefore it doesn't count.
I guess. The manner in which Oishi-san spoke became very firm. Do you have some sort of proof? That was him talking as a detective. I only have circumstantial evidence.
I see.
I could tell even over the phone how disappointed Oishi-san was. Pulling on the fishing line when he felt a bite, only to reel in the bait. Disappointed but ready to cast the line once more. That's how it seemed. Oishi-san, you can't do anything without physical proof, can you? What I meant was, you can't come and save me without proof? I stuck that barb in there. As Oishi-san loved roundabout ways of saying things, he understood me just fine.
It's fine, Mabara-san. I'll protect you. I don't really like that. I mean, first of all, you can't really, but like...
Hi, I'm new. There's so many people here. I will protect you. Do you know that image?
Yeah.
I will protect you. That was not the least bit reassuring. Yep. Oishi-san was just using me to continue his investigation. I was just gonna get killed and my corpse would be an important piece of evidence. That was all I was to him. Whether I'm alive or dead may be of no concern to your investigation, but it's all over for me when I die. Uishi-san went silent on the other end of the line. That may have been too blunt, but I didn't care. All I needed to relay to Uishi-san was that I was currently in a very dangerous position. I'm sorry if you, like, can hear the children of my neighbors, because they're, like, a billion children screaming outside, and they also have, like, a microphone, and they're, like, speaking into the microphone. So, I noticed, like, in my past... No, a microphone. I noticed in my past VODs, I could hear the children yelling outside, because they do it constantly. There's, like, apartment complexes next to mine.
I'm not hearing anything. It also might just be because if it's something that I haven't noticed, it might be because you haven't put on like a filter on like a voice filter on like OBS. He's on the before, right?
I know. I haven't. I should, but like
just,
also.
It's just like a right. It's like a right click. There's multiple filters you can put over your thing. There's just one that's just directly a voice filter.
I want to
like
do that, but I've heard some people with filters that like cut out so much. Like I don't want it to cut out when I'm being loud. I just want it to cut out background noise.
That's just a really bad noise gate. That's it's not a noise. It's not a filter.
Welp. Okay, well, I'll do that later, maybe.
There's an echo filter on Discord that kills my audio whenever I do
Yep.
like, wait, did it kill it right there? Fuck.
It did.
Oh shit! I put it on my old. I found that out on my old Yeah, no. What the fuck? That's weird.
So please tell me about Rena.
Though she transferred out, not too.
Wait, that's me.
That's
me. Satoshi transferred out, not too far into the future. I'll probably also do what Rena called transferring out as well. But you won't be able to find my corpse. You haven't even been able to find Satoshi's body yet.
Alright, I'm gonna borrow Sam. Calm down. Please calm down.
I was already suppressing my agitation. What the? Even without Oishi-san having to tell me. No, he would say that low-key. It wouldn't solve anything if I continued to scream about my mistrust in the police. It would seem that I could only depend on myself and the bat Satoshi left behind to protect myself. Then I at least wanted to know about what happened before Rena's transferred schools.
You're aware this won't be very interesting, right? Well, like, opening like that would just make it very interesting.
Huh. Oishi-san, realizing my resolve couldn't be swayed, finally caved. Right now, to me, there's nothing that I'll find uninteresting. Please.
There are a few things I need you to agree to. Oh, 100 lines. Lost event.
Okay. What? Did you see that?
One of your... Yeah.
Wait. How did you see that? Did that show up on stream?
You want me to go check?
It doesn't look like it is. Wait, how did you see that?
Because...
Oh, is it because...
Notifications are at the bottom right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It depends... It depends on how you're displaying the screen. If you're displaying the screen through, like, game capture, you should be fine.
Well, whenever
like Steam
I think
is something different.
my Discord is on streamer mode by default, so I don't think it did anything. Alright. My Discord, I mean.
It did pop up. It did pop up.
Wait, really? It popped up in the stream?
It's not a Discord notification, it's a stream notification. And besides, you have me covering it anyways, it doesn't matter.
I think it just showed up for me streaming it to you on Discord. I don't think it showed
No,
up
I'm
on...
looking at the stream. There is a little pop-up.
Eh.
I'm covering all the I'm covering up all the information. It's fine. You might be able to
Wait.
look at that later. Entirely when I'm not here, but right now it's just getting covered every single time. It's fine.
Whatever. Okay, I'm sorry, Oomphy, if you're in my stream. Okay.
They can't. No, I said, none of the information was shown.
Oh, okay. That's weird. That's never happened before.
Well, yeah, I guess people don't look up games. Maybe pop up Bluetooth company. All right. Please keep this confidential. Also, part of this may be speculation. Not all of this may be true. Are you still interested?
Hi, Toto. Welcome.
Hi, Oyashiro-sama.
I'm not Oyashiro-sama. What the heck? Let me move chat down here. There we go. Chat looks kind of small. Can I make it bigger? There we go. Okay. It might not be true. I don't understand what you mean.
There isn't one main investigation for the mysterious change of death in Hinamizawa. Each one is treated as its own individual case. Yeah, because that's how it is. Thus, Rena
Ryugu.
Rena Ryugu has never been linked to any of the investigations. Basically, you see, this is an investigation of Rena.
Wait,
done
that's
by
me.
The police. Oh.
This is an investigation of Rena done by the police and is a personal inquiry, is what you're telling me?
This makes things a lot quicker since you understand. All of it is from either phone calls or meetings and interviews. He calls up the principal of the previous school. Well, how you been?
Hi, bestie.
So they aren't corroborated. I'm asking you to take this all with a grain of salt, is what I mean. Though she killed a student. Do we have an agreement?
All of it is just what you heard.
Sorry, I was drinking water. Yes, my apologies. It's all my personal investigation, you see.
That thing before, you said you saw Rena's chart, didn't you? I'm sure I heard you say that. Uishi-san paused for a moment on the other end of the line.
I told you that, huh? Pretend
What the
you
fuck?
didn't hear anything like that about that.
This bitch. What the heck? I didn't care about Uishi-san having certain obligations and responsibilities. I also didn't care if there was no proof. Even if they were just rumors, there's no smoke without fire after all. Please tell me, Oishi-san. Oh yeah, that's you. Oishi-san finally opened those tight lips of his.
What? That's some shitty. What?
It seemed that Rena lived in Hinamizawa a long time ago. She had moved to Ibaraki Prefecture after she finished elementary school. Then following that, right after transferring, the unfortunate incident with the breaking of the school windows happened. Then Rena confided to the doctor. It was Oyashiro-sama. That was all that he knew. Well, he already told you all that.
No, did?
Yeah.
There isn't much difference between what I knew and what you know, Mabara-san.
Then what part did you investigate further? I didn't need to ask. It was the incident that happened just after she transferred.
The incident Rena was
What? The incident Rena was responsible for and what she divulged to the doctor afterwards, correct?
Yeah.
After you learned about
Oh,
that,
sorry.
you
Sorry,
started.
sorry.
Is it? Did we switch it? Or
Read the entire.
wait.
Yeah. Okay. It was correct. It was correct. Okay. Color. Speak the third line.
After you learned about that, you started suspecting Rena and the others, didn't you?
Yes, I did suspect them.
So they're the ones after all?
Uh, no. That's not what I meant by suspect them.
Hmm? Oishi-san was the type of
See-
person to say things with confidence, but these particular words were less than reassuring.
See, I played a little game with them. It was called Among Us. You see, Rena-chan was the imposter.
Sus. Huh. It's actually amazing how much Among Us jokes are still a thing, like 5 years later.
Kind of.
I mean,
Man,
technically-
I remember my brother having an Among Us mattress, and I just couldn't. I literally could not escape Among Us at that time.
I guess. Among Us in VR.
It was like a constant thought in my mind. There was not a single day that went by that I didn't have Among Us on my mind. It was so bad.
Damn.
That continue to.
Then who did you suspect?
That it was Oyashima-sama.
Huh?
That Oyashia.
Oh yeah, Shiro.
That Oyashiro-sama curse really exists. Yeah, right. Well.
Oishi-san's laugh was quite dry, certainly not the kind that would make you want to join in. Oishi-san resumed the conversation about the dubious circumstances behind Satoshi's disappearance. The course of events up till the start of delving into Rena's past. Just then, there was thunder in the distance and heavy rain started pouring down. No, don't tell me that the phone line gets cut out. It came without warning, rain so heavy it felt like it could beat you down. I left the window in my room open a crack to let the heat out. The violent wind danced into my room, making the curtains flap wildly. Meow.
Oh, what is it?
Nothing. It suddenly started raining heavily. Sorry, please continue. I got up while still on the phone and closed the window.
I said at the beginning it was an incident, but because neither the school nor the victim filed charges, the police were never involved. So you see, those involved were very reluctant to talk. It's like regardless of there being a victim who had one eye beaten so badly that it had permanent damage. That's what I fucking mean!
What?
Yeah. Look, read, regardless of there being a victim who had one eye beaten so badly it had permanent damage. Like,
Yes.
the fuck do you mean? Oh, it's only like a slight injury. It could have
LOL.
been the school or possibly some individual who made arrangements to keep this all from going public. Also, the psychologists were very strict about their professional ethics. Hello? Mabara-san, can you hear me?
He died. There was a figure of a person standing by the light near the mailbox this whole time. Even in this torrential rain, they didn't have an umbrella. They were unquestionably drenched from head to toe. In this shower, which more resembled a waterfall, droplets of water dripped down from her hair. Just standing there, both arms dangling at her side. She's blue!
What if she was blue?
What if Rena Ryugu was blue?
What engine does Higurashi run on?
I have no idea.
I think manga gamer version and scripter.
Hmm.
I'm only pointing this out because I'm not sure, but with Renpai, there's no way to shade there's no way to shade things.
I
So
mean, you could
what
just
have to do
like
is,
you could just make it blue outside of Renpai and then
that's
import
what I
the
was
sprite.
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. So in like Renpai, for example, yeah, if you wanted a different color version of a sprite, you'd have to manually do that. So I just love the idea of the Rena-chan, blue Rena-chan is just in the files.
I mean, yeah, like I could make this in Procreate in like 2 seconds. Just put like the blue multiply layer on top.
Yeah, I know. It's just like this funny.
Oh, you know every damn thing then. Okay. Her eyes focused on my room, focused on me as I was about to close the window. Her mouth was methodically repeating a chewing motion. It was as if she had something hard to chew in her mouth, with her cheeks puffing out. What could she be eating over there? Human flesh? How could it be that at this time I was more enthralled by Rena instead of the shocking developments being brought to light by Oishi-san? If it hadn't started raining, I wouldn't have gone to the window. Then I wouldn't have noticed Rena. Then I wouldn't have noticed that Rena's mouth was moving in the same pattern. She wasn't eating something. She was repeating something. What was it? What was she repeating? To me. What was she saying? Why was I right up against the window, fixated on her?
She has her hawk eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Hello? Madara-san? Oh yeah, hello, boss-san. It's hard to fucking tell, sorry. I'm not sure if it's something that she's repeating.
Oh, Rena doesn't call him that.
Madara-san, can you hear me?
Rena always calls him Keiichi-kun.
Oh, it does. Sorry.
How could you not know
Hello?
that? You're not a real Rena head.
It's been so fucking long since Shut up, no.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Huh? Boss-san. Boss-san?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh wait. I think it's.
That's what she's saying,
it's,
right?
I think that's what Rena-chan is saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, boss.
I think Keiichi's repeating what she's repeating into the phone.
What's the matter?
Even in this torrential downpour, Rena was still apologizing. The other self inside me drew the curtain hastily with my right hand, blocking the view of the outside.
The other
But
self
even
inside me.
even doing that, Rena's relentless apologies still reached my ears. Doctor, I can't tell if I'm not me.
Not me.
I'm sorry. If I forgive you for this, will you forgive me for that? Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. I'm sorry. 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 Damn it. Why did I have to forgive her? I'm the one who wants to be forgiven. What part of me can't you forgive? I won't be killed. If you won't forgive me, then I won't forgive you either. I won't forgive, won't forgive, won't forgive, won't forgive, won't forgive, won't forgive, won't forgive. I won't forgive.
This is the. Have you ever seen Have you seen Tsukihime?
No.
There's a part of Tsukihime that just goes, "This chair is an eyesore," and it just keeps.
Oh, yeah?
For the entire line, that goes.
You
"This
told me
chair,
that.
This chair. Yeah, this is exactly it.
You told me that. I mean, I'm thinking about like the in Danganronpa, the third trial, the Blackens always repeat something like that, pretty much.
The third trial.
Yeah, in each third trial, because the third trial is always the multi-victim kill, right? And so the yes, the victims not the victims, the killers always, when they get caught in the trial, repeat something.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, like Celeste repeats. What did she repeat? She repeated because, and maybe something else. But and then Mikan repeated forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, which is why this.
This is
Um,
reminiscent. Yeah.
And then the third one, what's his name? Not Kiyotaka. That's not what was it? What's his freaking name? Korikyo repeats. What does he repeat? I forget. But the point is, all three of them. Yes. Toto. Yes, it's creepy. It is indeed creepy.
Very creepy.
Cool.
Boston, if you can hear me, then please respond.
Hi, Shadow.
Hedgehog.
Shadow, welcome back. Yeah. We're doing Higurashi. Oh, chapter end.
That's the end of the chapter. Watch it
I
immediately be like, okay, bye next volume.
I saw on Steam actually. It says like, wait, let me check. On Steam it says I've unlocked 10 out of 14 achievements, and it says 71%, but I don't know if that means it's 71% done or if that's just 71% of the achievements.
It depends. Let me go look at.
I mean,
at,
all
you
of the
have to
achievements
interact
so
with- because-
far have been pretty like chronological for like story moments. So
I think the thing about the so many Higurashi chapters, man.
is there
I-
really?
There's like 8.
Oh
and they're
my.
really long. What the fuck? Why isn't my Steam working? 'Cause, like, for example,
Apparently-
like Higurashi, some of the chapters, some of the achievements might be tied to like doing the tips.
Really?
Yeah, one of them
I guess
is,
so.
One of them is read all the tips. Yeah, one of them is the only one that I see is read all the tips. That's it.
Okay,
So hard to
well,
swallow.
I mean, in that case, we
Um,
might actually be a little bit more done than it says, if we're not doing any extra content.
If we like, I don't know, if we ever end the stream early, we could always just move on to the next chapter. I can like buy it or whatever. from YouTube.
Mayhaps. Shadow, what do those
It won't happen
emojis
this stream,
mean?
though.
What?
What do you mean shadow input emojis? What? What are
Shadow
you talking about?
in chat. Hand emoji, child emoji, and iPhone emoji.
I don't
Are
see any
you-
emojis.
I see them.
Oh, it's like a muscle person.
I think it's trying to represent an iPad baby. Shadow's trying to represent iPad babies.
Like you.
Nar.
Okay, let's continue.
Apparently our playtime is 17 hours. So, interesting.
That seems about right.
Mhm. I guess I'd be
people that
lying
read
if I said I
something.
didn't get any sleep.
Nothing, man.
Men
Man
leaning on the wall
with
with phone. So true.
it's hard to decipher.
I tried to stay awake all night, but there were definitely gaps in my memory. I guess I kept nodding off and jerking awake in panic all night. Don't place those two words so close together.
And
I
nodding off
got
and jerking
confused.
awake. Don't ever use jerking as like ever. Pretty much never, unless it's like a sexual context.
No, it's just, I mean, it's fine normally, but it's just, don't put the word off and jerking so close together. Like, bro.
That's true.
I spent all night hugging the metal bat and sat on the top of the futon. I used to barricade my door. Waiting, watching, just in case someone tried to break in through my window. If I left this spot, someone would break through the door, sending the futon flying, and attack me.
What
What's-
plot in 2 sentences, please? Ketchi-kun moves into a town. All the women look nice but are actually insane. Also, Oyashiro-sama curse.
No, okay, so
That's
boy moves to a remote.
Oh, yeah, he's yorking. Oh, he's yorking.
He's- No, he's not. Okay, so the plot is boy moves to a remote village, and then he learns about a supposed curse, and then starts to suspect that his friends are all in on it and are actually evil. And so now he's in a state of paranoia, doubting all his friends, and because he thinks he's next. Because the curse is like a yearly thing, and it always makes somebody die, so he thinks he's gonna die. But we don't know if the curse is real, or if it's just the townspeople killing everybody. So yeah. And now our friend is like stalking us. Low-key, I feel bad for Rena. Personally, if I was Keiichi, I would let her inside.
She has food and everything. She has delicious food
and
instead of the stupid fucking Huh?
And I don't care if she's evil deep down. I think like if you're nice to her, she's not gonna hurt you.
Liar! Alright, let's move on.
But if I stopped watching the window, someone would break through the glass and attack me. I tried telling myself I was just being paranoid, but I couldn't sleep. The thought of being so vulnerable scared the living daylights out of me. If sleep meant taking that risk, I didn't need it. I was so much better to just stay awake. At some point during that endless cycle of nodding off and jolting awake, light began to shine outside, but that was it. It wasn't so much the morning as it was just sun simply having risen. I snuck a peek out through the curtains. Rena was gone. I couldn't see her anywhere, no matter how hard I looked. Finally, I could breathe a deep sigh of relief. The night was finally over.
So like cicadas. I didn't watch cicadas just for it to do. No, it's not cicadas. It's higurashis because they cry.
Higurashi means cicadas, yes. So, honestly, I don't know like why they chose that title. Besides, like it's relevant to the atmosphere, I guess. It doesn't have like cicadas don't have any specific plot relevance, at least not yet. But it's just something that happens occasionally. I mean, it might. Maybe
You know
there might be
about-
there might be some
about,
symbolism. Maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Besides from them being annoying as fuck.
Meh. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tired, but I didn't feel like sleepy at the moment. I still had time, but I needed to make my own breakfast, so I'd better get started soon. Skipping school was also an option. With my mom gone, it'd be easy to play hooky. Honestly, I debated it. The risk involved in leaving my house was incalculable, so staying holed up in here was probably my safest option, but staying here wouldn't solve anything. Heard about an anime with that name. Yes, this does have an anime. I think it actually has like 2 anime adaptations.
Are you sure it's not referring to like Umineko?
No, it has, yeah, Higurashi has like at least 2 different animes.
Oh, it's not just like an AMV in like the actual anime, it's like actually 2 productions.
You mean OVA? I don't know, one of them might be an OVA. I'm sure there's plenty of Higurashi AMVs out there. I would love to watch them.
Yeah, it's like Rena-chan.
Be my
Beyond-
bad boy, be
Beyond-
my man, be my weekend lover, but don't be my friend. You could be my bad boy, but understand that I don't need you in my life again. Uishi-san wouldn't help me without cold hard evidence. Neither he nor my parents. So unless I found some sort of proof, these restless nights would never end. I stretched my body, tilted my head back, and closed my eyes, just like I did every morning. I regulated my breathing and regained my senses. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. Let's go to school. Let's wait until they set their trap for me. But that didn't mean I was just going to twiddle my thumbs. I needed to avoid that trap and secure irrefutable evidence. Imagine he just walks in the classroom and starts like bashing everybody's head in with the bat, and as everyone else looks on in horror. That's how he gets transferred out. Oh my god. Take note of the plates of any car that drives by. If I see someone suspicious, check their clothes and face. I wasn't just protecting myself, I was preparing myself to turn their attack against them and retaliate. The tension was similar to when two samurai were both aiming to slay each other with a single motion as they drew their katanas. I was not at a disadvantage. I would have a chance to retaliate. I finally felt a bit of courage growing in my chest. Alright, let's go to school. I tightened my grip on Satoshi's bat. He was the only partner I could count on. Oh, okay. Satoshi, please lend me your strength, and entrust your dying regrets to me, since you were probably murdered. I love that how that's in parentheses. I don't know why. That's really funny.
it's like a fucking footnote.
Imagine he wasn't dead this whole time, and he just like shows up like, "Hey guys, I'm back."
Like he actually got expelled.
Boy, rest and run away, find the police. What MC needs, I think. He's been in contact with the police this whole time, but they won't believe him unless he has, like, actual evidence. So that's kind of where we're at. I'll make sure I dispel them. With renewed resolve, I checked the clock. It was still early. Of course I was going to school by myself today. If I didn't want to run into Rena or Mion, I needed to leave now. The shattered fragments of the cupboard were still strewn all over the entryway. Right. I meant to clean that up last night, but never got around to it with the phone call and everything. If my parents came back and saw this while I was at school, I would never hear the end of it. Still, I'd be wasting time if I cleaned it up right now. And considering what would happen if I ran into Rena or Mion, it wouldn't be too late to clean it up after I got back home. Making extra certain that the doors were locked, I left the house. My uniform was still covered in mud from yesterday, so I left it in the washer. Today, I was going to school in a tracksuit. By wearing a different outfit this morning, my mind was forced to accept that today was different from yesterday. I had a hunch. Today might be the day I get killed. Keep your guard up, Kichimaibara. The only one who gets to decide if
like,
today... What?
Like, his music does not fit.
I don't hear any music. Is there supposed to be?
Yeah.
I hear nothing.
Oh.
Huh? What are you hearing? Wait, let me see.
It's like the generic track. It's change your sound settings.
Not on OBS, but on your
On like Windows.
I know. I'm trying to see if wait. On Windows. I mean, I could hear the birds chirping in the game and all that, but I can't hear music. Yeah, all my stuff is... It's playing audio, I just don't hear the music. Yeah, like I hear the birds chirping. Are you sure you're not playing something in another tab?
No, dude, I haven't touched anything.
Huh.
You're hearing the Higurashis right now, right?
Yes, I am. I could hear all the sound effects.
Okay, well, yeah, there is the generic, but back then it was like the... Oh, I'm quiet, apparently, on the OBS.
Wait, really? Alright. I'll turn you up.
It was the...
Yes, I can hear that.
Yeah, but like back then, it was like the when like they were talking about like the permanent damage thingy. There was the whoa, like that one track, the scary track for the game.
Oh.
That was playing during that. I'm not sure if you noticed.
I don't know if I did. Now I don't even know what I was hearing. Oh, well, whatever. Okay. Too much? Okay.
Checks. You might. Oh.
Let me lower you.
You cannot silence me, Color. I am your friend.
Debatable.
Please listen to me.
I want to live in England. Do you know that video?
No.
Too bad.
You might want to go into sound settings and then what might have happened is that like you have like some sort of spatial audio, like your audio device might think that you have like 4 different speakers when you only really have 2. It's something weird that happens.
I don't think so.
There's been
but-
times when like my computer thinks that I have like 7 audio devices and then like no audio except like sound effects plays. It's really weird.
Spatial sound off. Volume mixer shows all the things. Output device. The output device is my headphones.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
that should be fine. If you're getting the audio of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Check if you can configure, if you hover over an audio device and like the more sound setting thingy, and then see if there's anything at the bottom left of your main audio device.
What?
Where, like it says choose your configuration.
Uh.
Yeah, you can scroll down to in the sound settings. Scroll all the way down to more sound settings, and then
Oh,
it should
okay.
show if you can. Yeah, it should show if you could like click on an audio source and then make it stereo or mono or that kind of stuff.
Audio enhancements, spatial sound off.
Not the space, not the properties. The thing at the bottom left where it says configure. That would be my only
What?
guess to why
I don't
audios
see
are getting
anything.
fucked up right now.
No, I think I literally just didn't notice or something. I don't know. Maybe it was too quiet because my headphones are at 38, so I don't know. One mod and 2 other people. Show yourself. Do you mean like in
No.
stream?
I think they're talking about like people who are lurking. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, one of them is probably me. One of them is probably Toto. One of them is probably you, and then one of them is probably Shadow. So I think that's everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I watch my own stream on my own channel, does that count as like a viewer? Will it show up? I think it does actually.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
Sometimes there are cases where I see myself and then like there's only one viewer and that's just me.
Well, maybe. Oh, it just jumped to 6 suddenly. Now I really don't know. Anyways, let's continue. I spent the morning practicing my swing like it was a natural routine. After a while, Rena arrived at school. Our eyes met, but we said nothing. Rena said nothing about last night. As if it never happened. But I could see that those events were still real by the wounds carved into her fingers. I just heard her tell Satoko and the others that the bandages were from hurting herself in the kitchen. Though it wasn't like it bothered me. The details that Ushi-san shared about Rena's incident before her transfer played vividly in my mind. Now that I knew about it, I couldn't even dream of Rena as a cute, ideal girl. Kei-chan, I see you're still aiming for the nationals.
what is Mion's voice? It's like a freaking like a
Hey,
Boston
Kei-chan.
accent. Nice,
I-
those tons of fun. Next time you get a salad.
What? I didn't do anything like that.
That's
On this
that's a line for happy.
on this barren earth, I alone am the viewer
Shadow
one.
Dad. Oh no, that's a Jujutsu Kaisen reference.
Why do you know a
We have
Jujutsu
to throw
Kaisen?
you out. Sausage girl, agreed.
What?
Continue.
I mean, Toto's here probably. Toto usually is. As far as I know.
Neon.
Mionda. I'd already sensed her approach, so I wasn't that surprised. Oh, Mion. If you understand, then leave me alone. I'm busy practicing. I gave her a curt reply without my usual jokes. Then I gave the bat an even larger swing. Tacitly, keeping Mion from getting any closer. Hey, Kate-chan, take it easy. I think Mion got the message, but she still urged me to give it a rest. Homeroom's not that far off, is it? Just let me finish practicing. I swung the bat even harder as a sign of my refusal. Kate-chan, when did you get into baseball? Just recently. Recently, you mean yesterday? Don't ask if you already know. Oh dear.
Oh,
That's a very unsportsmanlike reply.
I don't
Huh?
think I've ever seen this face before.
We see this face all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, Totorin.
Totorin. What is that?
There's
Kukurin?
no, I'm sorry. There's a video of I shown it off in memes before. I fucking love it. It's a hi Elion, and then it goes what
Don't-
the fuck?
Shh!
What?
Alien? Don't
Yeah,
say
hi,
that, cat.
Elion. No, it's a video of a guy saying hi to an alien in space.
Yeah, don't. I
then-
know what you mean. Don't repeat it.
It's funny. I say it
I'm
all the
serious,
time.
cat. I'm serious. About my stream, you're gonna be banned from my streams for like 3 weeks. I
Hi.
swear to God. You're distracting me. Go away. I ignored Mion and kept swinging. Normally she'd get mad or bored and leave if someone gave her the cold shoulder like this, but Mion just stood there waiting patiently for me to stop swinging. I didn't sense any hostility. But we were at school in plain view. I doubt she'd suddenly attack me here, or was that too naive? Still, I was starting to get tired. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to take a break and hear her out. You need me for something, right? What is it? Sweat poured from me as I stopped swinging. I noticed my shoulders were heaving as I breathed. I cursed my lack of exercise. At this rate, I might not be able to move as needed when the time came. Should probably keep practicing my swings to build stamina, in addition to the excuse for carrying the bat around with me. Well, it's nothing important. If you're tired, I can ask again later. Now it's fine. I'm only dealing with you right now because I judge the situation to be safe. Talking to you alone and away from others, that's out of the question. Begone, vile woman. MC probably. Maybe at this point. Well,
Optimistic.
I don't know. Mion was uncharacteristically trying to choose her words, but unlike Oishi-san, it didn't look like she was going to talk about something I'd rather not hear. Mion was puzzled, trying to figure out the right thing to say, but she gave a hearty laugh to break herself out of that mire. This old man's just no good at this stuff. How your poor vocabulary hurts. What's this all of a sudden? If you have something to say, just say it. Stop it. Stop that swinging. She cut straight to the point. Her request was so frank, I didn't understand it for a moment. I had already stopped swinging to listen to her, hadn't I? I just stopped, didn't I? That's not what I meant. I want today to be the last day you swing that bat. I'm sorry. It took me some time to understand what she was asking for. What's wrong with swinging a bat? Why? It's none of your business, is it? I'm not bothering anyone, am I? You are. Mion said it flat out. This didn't make any sense, and that was really irritating. When did I bother anybody? Mion was at a loss for words, but she finally made up her mind and spoke, though she stuttered as she said it. Because, Kei-chan, that's someone else's bat. You shouldn't borrow it without permission. It was left behind by a student who transferred out, right? I'm just borrowing it until he comes back for it. Huh? Yeah, he transferred. Mian grew uncharacteristically flustered. Now that's a face I don't think we've seen.
It, there's some funny parts where like you wonder where like how much of the game is developed without certain sprites. So like they don't make the like, you know what I mean, like how much sprites are made in development, like in the middle of development, so that these sprites only come later on in the section rather than earlier.
Yeah, I mean, if I was making one, I would, like, making a VN, I would probably make the sprites as it goes on instead of, like, at the beginning. Because I probably would not know exactly what expression I would want until it's, like, final. He has no mental space left. Yeah, maybe.
Oh. No.
That made it all too clear that his transfer was a lie. But strange, isn't it, for the older brother to transfer by himself, while his little sister stayed behind? Mian couldn't hide her reaction as my words shook her up. I thought he tried to bash her. He was practicing swings. Well, he's practicing it just in case that has to happen. Kei-chan, you knew? Satoshi Hojo, Satoku's older brother, right? The one demoned away last year? Unable to respond to that, Mian fell silent. Rena asked the same thing. Why did you start swinging that bat? She told me Satoshi did the same thing, practicing his swings right before he went missing. So, is this some kind of omen for Oyashiro-sama's curse? Shh! Mian panicked and looked around. Please, Kei-chan, don't mention Oyashiro-sama so recklessly. I don't believe in him, but the others very much do. Rena especially. Dangerously so? Anyway. That's a new one also.
Yeah. Oh yeah, these are weird as sprites.
You're scaring everyone. If you're just
You're
fully
scaring me.
around. You're scaring me. Stop being ratchet. Stop swinging that bat. You're scaring me. You have to stop acting like Satoshi. I was the one who was scared. Who do I have to
Did
thank
you hear
for
that? Do you hear the
taking
music?
up? Let me turn my headphones up here. Oh, yeah, now I do hear it actually. I guess my headphones
what?
were just generally too low in volume.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Hold on, actually. Open volume mixer. If I change the sounds on my personal computer volume mixer, the stream won't get affected, right? Because it has its own volume mixer in OBS.
I think it processes audio separately.
Okay. Then I'm gonna...
Oyashiro means demon. Yeah.
Well, Oyashiro is a specific demon. Or a specific, like, god or whatever. It's a specific figure, but yeah, it's related to the demon and stuff. Basically.
I actually wanted to slam my keyboard, and then now everything on my computer went to shit.
Okay. Why did you do that?
Because Yakuza made me angry, so I wanted to tell him how angry I am.
Is she stupid? Is she stupid? But it still unsettled me knowing that my actions were overlapping with Satoshi's. It would be one thing if someone suggested it, but I thought I was making my own decisions. I'll say this now. I don't know anything about Satoshi. After all, you didn't tell me anything about him. Well, we didn't mean to hide it. You were hiding the incidents that happened every year, weren't you? Oh, that's because we didn't want to, you didn't want to scare me? That's your reason for leaving me out? No, we didn't mean to. Mion, I asked you directly if something happened at the dam, didn't I? And you told me nothing happened. When someone was dismembered and murdered. You lied to me. I'm sorry.
That's what we're doing right now.
We became Rena.
When there's no. Why is there a bat when there's no baseball team? That's because like I guess the previous person wanted to keep a bat as actual safety reasons, not the actual player.
Maybe, but I thought they mentioned a baseball team. I don't know, or that he was gonna.
I think they're.
Yeah, I don't know actually. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lie to you.
Like went out of the town.
Maybe. Friends don't hide things from each other, right? Isn't that right? Then you all aren't my friends. Kei-chan, we... Mion looked helpless and flustered. Was I imagining the tears in her eyes? I could have never imagined Mion acting like this. Oh, by the way, those get well mochi you brought the other day, they were good. I thought I was going to bleed. Who did it? You? Or Rena? Me. She admitted it so easily. I couldn't help but be surprised at how easy that was. You could have killed me. How could you do that to a friend? But it was just a little prank.
This is so good.
Make cat 10% louder. Okay. How's that? Is that good? You know, I shouldn't mess with my Discord like sound settings at all, because sometimes I have it perfect and then as soon as I mess with them, it's like way too quiet or too loud. Yes. Yeah, I need to make it so like everyone on like the Discord is like audible but not louder than me. I need to be the loudest one. So I don't know.
To be the last one.
What the fuck? You think that was a prank? I grabbed Mion by the collar and lifted her up. Yo! Keiichi! What the fuck?
You can't, by the way,
Huh?
you can't lift it up. You can't lift up somebody by just like the collar. It takes like that takes up immense fucking like power.
Maybe she's on her tippy toes. That wasn't...
Yeah.
That wasn't the same as putting Tabasco sauce in a piece of mochi. It was a needle, a sewing needle. If I had swallowed that, and it lodged in my throat, what did she think would happen? Mion's face froze at her as her body rattled in fear. This wasn't the Mion Sonozaki I knew anymore. Anyways, you're not my friend. There's no reason to listen to someone who's not my friend. So just leave me alone for a while. Got it? Mion wasn't replying anymore. It won't be that easy to erase me, you know. The cops have been onto you from the start, so don't think you can make me disappear like you did Satoshi. I said it clearly. This was my declaration of war. I think you guys are suspects in the previous incidents too. I also know you've spent a lot of time with the cops ever since the anti-dam movement. Don't think you can hide it from me, got that? How did you know? Mion stood there with a dumbstruck look in her face. That's when I heard the principal ringing the bell for school. It was time for morning homeroom. Let's go. The class representative needs to be there, right? Keiichi, like... I don't know if this is the right way to do things, but whatever.
You're gonna get yourself killed, man.
You're gonna get stabbed in a dark alleyway. At that moment, for the first time, I realized Mion was sobbing as tears ran down her cheeks. You're so mean, Kei-chan. Me. I wanted to console her, but I shut my mouth. I had no need to feel guilty. I'm going. Don't be late for homeroom. I left Mion still shaking as I turned around to head for the entrance. I had no idea how troubling it was to make a girl cry. Behind my back, I could hear her muttering, a faint mutter as she was speaking to herself.
Men.
So that's how it is, huh? She wasn't saying it to anyone. It was Mion talking to herself. But it was a sobbing voice that had that kind of giddy cursing tone. I inadvertently stopped and turned back towards her. So it was that bastard. He leaked it all to KYUTE. She balled up her fists as her tears continued to rain down.
They're like, it's like they're talking about this like it was a fucking like it's spoiling. Like, it's almost like they spoiled the movie. They spoiled the Minecraft movie to KYUTE.
Oh, Steve.
I am KYUTE.
She glared at a spot in the ground with a terrifying yet smiling face, cursing. A chill ran down my spine from that demonic expression. His transformation, Mion's transformation, was different from Rena's. I should have killed him back then. He forgot the mercy I showed him just because he was going to retire this year. Retiring this year. Was she talking about Uishi-san? Damn it. Damn it.
Yeah, you talk about it so openly about killing them.
I'm gonna kill that damn old man. It felt like the air itself had become distorting. Huh?
Like you on a daily basis.
What?
I'm gonna kill that old man.
You're not even wrong.
I know I'm not. I know who you are.
There's at least 5 old men that I want to kill every day. I cry and I bash my head against the wall because I can't do it. It felt like the air itself had begun distorting. With Mion at the center, the world had begun to twist and spiral, bending, whirling. This was the first time I'd experienced such a visage. Flint and steel. Chicken jockey.
Shut up.
Rise, attention. Mion made an excuse for her red eyes by saying there was something wrong with her contacts. After that, neither Rena nor Mion spoke to me for the rest of the day. Neither Satoko nor Rika-chan looked me in the eye. Strangely, I didn't feel hurt. Everything had just went back to the way it was. The months since I transferred in had been almost too much fun. That was all. School was supposed to be something like this to begin with. I should have disliked that feeling, but today it felt oddly refreshing. Don't bash your head into the wall. Neurons are not restorable. You know, my grandpa used to tell me that, like, if you were experiencing pain, you should bash your head against the wall, because when you stopped, you would feel really good, because the pain of bashing your head against the wall would stop. I don't know why he said that.
Obviously he pays.
Maybe. I don't know. And I was like 10 here. I was like 9 hearing that. I was like, you're fucking crazy. The bell rung, sounding the end of the monotonous school day, which had felt so tense yet so dull. Since it would cause a lot of unpleasant memories if they asked me to join in to the club activities, I promptly started preparing to go home without even looking at them. I stuffed the contents of my desk into my bag, wrapped my hand around Satoshi's now familiar bat, and began heading towards the entrance. NC should bring dictaphone with all these confessions. What is that? Dictaphone? I was assailed by both the exhausting relief that nothing had happened today and the tiring possibility of the same thing repeating tomorrow. At this point, honestly, just don't go to school. Like, what's the point? But deep down inside me, far beneath in the recess of my heart, achingly I knew this would be the last day of this cycle. I couldn't tell how the ending would be, whether it would end as I wished it to end, or if it would end as I hoped it wouldn't. Regardless, in my current state, there was something more important than how things would end. There was something I wanted to know. Why did I have to be killed? How could it come to this? Why? For what purpose? The sunlight was relentless. The sun, the heat, even the air. They wouldn't even give me answers. Or could it be that the cries of the Higurashi were desperately trying to tell me something? Somewhere mixed in with their shrieks, Tomitake-san and Satoshi were probably also trying to tell me something. I simply haven't been able to realize it yet. When I do realize it, I wonder if I will be among the next Higurashi. Well, I'll be among the Higurashi, fruitlessly crying to the next victim. Oh, to record audio. True. Keiichi doesn't have any sort of like iPhone or anything. It's kind of fucked up, but I mean,
he needs to go on the streets and go, what color Higurashi you got? what color is your Higurashi?
Brown. I mean, there we witnessed some Higurashi symbolism right there. So, that's interesting.
What's the
He was like, wait, hold on. Where's the log? The cries of the Higurashi were just desperately trying to tell me something. It's like their cries are being equated to the cries of the victims of Oyashiro-sama's curse or whatever.
Oh, that makes sense.
Interesting. Glancing down at my feet, I saw a Higurashi on its back, spasming weakly. Boy, 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 boy. Boy, 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 boy. There is still much of the summer left. Yet this one was already chirping its last song.
There is no route splits or decisions in Higurashi.
Yeah, at least not in this this part of it or whatever.
If anything, it's probably will just be the final chapter where that happens.
Maybe. But yeah, it's pretty much just like a straight up reading visual novel.
Yeah, if it happens in the final one, that there could be like bad endings, that, you know.
Maybe. I wonder if there is like multiple endings. Maybe.
I wonder.
Your audio sounds weird all of a sudden. I don't know why.
You remember how I had like a Linux computer
No.
that I was using to run the Minecraft server?
Oh yeah.
Since I had to restart my computer since I got hacked.
Oh yeah.
I don't have. I didn't transfer the public keys, so I'm not able to access it on my newly restarted computer. Yeah, bye Shadow.
Oh, bye-bye.
So I need to add a public key.
Okay.
Sorry, continue on.
Okay. I couldn't tell what it was saying, no matter how hard I listened. But I had to try. I had to try to listen to what it was desperately trying to tell me. Wee, 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 wee. At that moment, the shrills of all the Higurashi ceased all at once, as if they had huddled together, fearing that the person who'd brought them to their dreadful fate had arrived. There was no mistaking it. A presence was approaching. The sound of footsteps was almost non-existent. If the Higurashi hadn't warned me by ending their chirping, I wouldn't have noticed. My exhaustion left me in a heartbeat. In its place was a rush of adrenaline that sharpened all of my senses. I was just barely able to hold back that creeping, suffocating feeling of horror. It wasn't something I could hold back for long, but in this moment, when I needed to be razor sharp, I was able to retain my composure. I wasn't going to shout like I did yesterday. I hid myself calmly among the trees, waiting for my pursuer's shadow. Could I get them to pass by me? No, since I was able to hear their footsteps, they were probably also able to hear mine. They might have already been able to tell that I had hidden myself and was holding my breath. The person tailing me, was it Rena, just like yesterday? If it was Rena, I wouldn't hold back. I could just yell at her and make her go ahead like yesterday. If it wasn't Rena, it would depend on how they acted, I guess. The footsteps ambled closer. I swallowed, wiped my clammy hands on my pants, and readjusted the grip on the bat. I could tell that the fear that I had beaten back once was now waiting for another opening to come at me. Who could it be? I peeked out from behind the tree at the person following me.
That rhymes.
My imagination hadn't led me astray. It was Rena. There was a bit of relief as I realized it was someone I knew, but that feeling left me in an instant. This wasn't the same Rena I knew. Her eyes were dark and lifeless, but her mouth appeared as if it was carved into a crescent. Yes, it looks like she was grinning slightly. In her right hand was an axe. Oh. Red mode. I hid myself behind the tree once again and recalled the unbelievable sight I just saw. What was that just now? The embodiment of terror laid bare. Baseball. Practicing my swing. There were tons of excuses for me carrying a bat, but for that axe, there's no excuse for that. An axe, just like that.
She was cutting down some trees.
She's going to go. She's going to go get a new Colonel Sanders.
Are you playing hide and seek? I wonder.
My heart was pounding, hard enough that I had trouble breathing. What little composure I had been able to hold on to was now crushed. In its place, cold sweat gushed forth, covering my entire body, letting me know precisely what kind of emotion had taken hold. Not good, not good, not good. I wasn't able to hide myself completely. She already knew I was here.
Were you trying to scare me? I wonder.
I decided that it would be better to reveal myself now, since there was still space between us, than to allow Rena to come any closer. I adjusted my grip on the bat again, readied myself mentally, and stepped out from behind the tree. This is seriously bad. Yup. Yabbe. Yabbe.
I found you, Ketchigun.
Rena was pleased that she found me, eliciting a mysterious giggle. Her mouth was smiling, but her eyes told me she was displeased with the fact I had been hiding. Those eyes. They were just so empty. My legs began to quiver. Oh my gosh. Did you hear that?
I heard a tiny scream. That's it.
Oh, my stream probably heard a lot of that. They were like, yeah! I don't know what the hell they're doing. What could they possibly be doing? Whatever. In the pit of my stomach, some sort of vicious hot and cold substance began spreading around. If I allowed it, that substance would slip into my bloodstream and undoubtedly freeze all my organs in my body. Not good, not good. I'll be devoured by Rena at this rate. Strike back, don't lose. What is it? I blustered, hiding behind my bravado. But Rena didn't flinch one bit. Oh my god, we got a laugh track out here. Yep.
Just the same as Ketchikun. I'm heading home.
Then what about that axe?
Then what about that bat you're holding?
I'm practicing my swing.
Then I'm treasure hunting.
Rena gave a flippant explanation as to why she had such a fearsome weapon. Treasure hunting?
At the treasure mountain near the dam site, I found a new cute thing. So I needed this to dig it out.
How could I believe that?
You wouldn't believe it, would you? Would you? Oh, yeah, I thought it would go into that. No, you wouldn't believe that, would you?
Rena's laugh was obviously very strange. I'd seen Rena's transformation many times before, but the one today was completely different. Like her mischievous tone and the shrewd glint in her eyes.
I'm
It
so
wasn't
glad for your
something-
transformation.
It wasn't something that roundabout. I'm not sure what to say. It was just so obvious.
Wait, Ketchikun.
Rena didn't stop walking, even as she let out that eerie laugh. Whenever Rena got too close to me, I would scurry away and turn back towards her. This cycle repeated over and over. No matter how you looked at it, I was being chased by Rena. I was trying to escape. Don't follow me.
I'm falling for you. I'm falling for you. I can't do that.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Must be too bad if you think that we can try again.
My house is this way after all.
When I met with Rena on this road yesterday, she cowered and trembled as she followed my commands. But today was different. Rena didn't show a hint of trepidation. Actually, wasn't I the one who was cowering? If the way home for Rena and me are the same, that's fine. I'd just change my route. That'd work out, wouldn't it? I turned onto a side street I'd never been down and knew little about. But Rena saw me do that and followed me while laughing. Why? Why? Aren't you going home? Then just go down the street like you normally do. Why would you follow me down this weird little side road?
I got into my server.
Oh, epic. Those thoughts screamed in my head, eventually spilling out of my mouth. Why are you following me? The tone of my voice was already tinged with terror.
Because I want to talk to Ketchikun.
Oh my god, the people outside are so loud. I'm so sorry.
What are they doing?
They're like saying a bunch of stuff into a microphone and like cheering. It's a whole crowd gathered out there. I don't know what they're
I
doing.
like Toto. I like Toto's. This is seriously bad.
Yes. Axe emoji.
Axe emoji.
I don't want to talk about anything with you.
Wait, sorry. Wait, because Ketchikun wants to talk to Rena too, doesn't he?
I don't want to talk about anything with you.
That's a lie, isn't it? Yeah, it's so much weirder reading like a modern VN versus this.
Hmm.
There's something you want to talk about. There's something you want to ask me about, isn't there? Like usually, like I said,
Yeah.
like, it's hard to read this.
Not at all. I have nothing to talk to you about.
That's a lie, isn't it?
That's a lie.
Liar!
It's not a lie. I actually can kokichi.
Lies! I was on right on the money.
Yep. Rena's scream echoed, startling some nearby birds into flight. I cringed in fear. The only other thing I could do was increase my pace. Yeah, just start running.
Let's talk.
Why was I running down the road, down this unfamiliar, deserted street?
Doesn't Ketchikun have something he's worried about? Yeah, it's you.
Nothing at all. I'm not worried about anything.
Lies.
Even though I was running. Even though Rena was walking. Why wasn't I getting any farther away?
I really do know. You're scared, aren't you, Ketchikun?
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of anything.
Lies! She's having so much fun. She's so weird.
'Cause I'm a liar. The people outside are getting excited too. So you can hear them.
The audio.
Oh well.
It might, yeah, no. The audio suppression on Discord is probably way better than the one you have to OBS.
Yeah.
You can put it in like you can put the filter on like right now. It's like a
How do I do it?
look away from your Oh, okay. So you go to the audio. Do I have OBS installed? Fuck, I don't. So go to like
Oh,
OBS.
there is microphone and
right-
filters. And then audio
Yeah,
filters.
go to filter, and then there's one that's just called noise suppression.
Noise gate or noise suppression?
Noise suppression. 'Cause that's
Okay.
like that should remove like
Hmm.
everything.
Should I do the low CPS or low CPU usage or more CPU usage one?
Probably because you're streaming right now, I would recommend just having it on the lowest one, just so that it's like.
Okay.
It would be
And-
better to use the one that's more expensive, but we don't have not when like we're actively streaming right now.
What do you think the suppression level should be? It's at minus 30 dB right now.
Is it noise suppression?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm gonna have it a little lower
Yes.
because I don't want it to suppress that much, but just like some more like stuff.
Yeah.
Like my freaking PC fan and the people outside.
Well, does your PC make that much noise?
If there is no other audio playing, then you can hear it. So,
Oh, I see. Fuck yeah. Alright, let's move on.
okay, what is minus 40 dB? Do you think that would be good? I don't really know like
Can
what
the
this
people in
means.
chat- Can the people in chat hear you?
Yeah,
You'll have
is
to
it
listen to it in the recording.
I guess so. Is there anybody who's listening who could tell me if I sound okay right now?
Yeah,
Or-
can
HERE.
Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I'm here to
Can't-
have fun. I don't want to get bullied again.
Can't you hear it? Like really quickly or anything?
No, I would have to be on. Yeah, I'd have to be on the window up.
Can't you check it? Wow, wow, wow.
Wait, shh. I listen to audio.
Oh.
No, the audio. Well, the audio is way different now.
Really?
Yeah, no, there's a huge step up.
Oh. It's better?
There was a constant buzz in the earlier parts of the recording. And now there isn't any.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll keep that then.
You might wanna mess with it more and like record by yourself. You know what I mean? Like do like test recordings.
I guess so.
See if you like the settings. Yeah.
Toto
yeah.
can hear
That's
us.
Toto.
Okay, well, if it sounds better in your opinion, I'll just go with this for now. Then
Yeah.
maybe later I'll test it, I don't know. My breathing grew heavy and I felt like my legs were giving out from beneath me. Rena wasn't even breaking a sweat. Yeah, 'cause she's walking. I'll listen. This time I'll listen. Or no, that was Rena. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. What did Brenna say?
She said this.
I'll listen. This time I'll listen. Yeah.
Hmm.
Never
What the feek? What the whatting? What? That reminds me. Apparently, season 7 of Gumball has been fully animated. So that's exciting.
listen. What does that mean?
What?
I thought the show
Like they-
was animated.
No, like they just finished the animation for season 7.
Oh. Is Gumball still going on?
They're making their final season.
Holy shit.
Because they were going to get a movie to end off the series, but that didn't end up working out, so they decided to make another season instead.
I'm surprised how long running that is.
Yeah,
It's been
we
like a good
should...
6 or 7 years.
That's
How
true.
long has it been?
Since 2010, so like 15 years.
2010? 15? Holy fuck.
Uh-huh. I want to binge season 7 on stream, but it would be one of those like timer ones where like I don't show anything on the screen, but people can just watch my reactions. And then I could do a really clickbait title like I binged season 7 of Gumball.
I won't
It'll be
that-
great.
I won't be there for you.
Good, because I know you won't appreciate the art. The artistry of
I
Gumball.
I
You don't
usually
get it.
appreciate art.
Yeah, that's why you're stupid. And Dumba. And the stinky.
No.
Yes. Anyways, you have reading to do.
Oh, sorry. This time I'll listen. I'll be different from the time different from the time with Satoshi-kun. Satoshi? Yes, Satoshi.
Yeah. When she said Satoshi's name, I turned back for a moment, but even as I did that, Rena was still advancing. I couldn't afford to stop.
Satoshi-kun was worried too. It looked like he was having such a hard time. But he didn't, or I didn't listen. I was so sad.
Where did this street connect to? All these twists and turns, ups and downs. It was hard to believe that this was even remotely in the direction towards my house. My sense of direction had long since gone out the window.
I really regretted it when Satoshi-kun transferred out. I thought that if I had listened, he may have not transferred out. I really regretted that.
Are you sure you regretted that? Are you sure?
The road led me deeper into the forest. Oh my god. This is looking like it's gonna be the climax of the series. Who knows? Of this, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's so weird because this is happening and it's already there's 8 fucking chapters. What happens in the other chapters that allow this to go on for this long?
I don't know. But
Yeah, it's like
we might
tacos together.
you're my friend now. And in the end, Rena forgave Keiichi, and everybody like beat up Oyashiro-sama together, and then they were all friends. And we're like la la la, and they skipped into the forest. I love friends too. And then they sang happy songs together. The road let me
Happy.
happy, 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 happy.
Happy.
The road led me deeper into the forest. Wasn't I getting farther away from the village the more I ran? I lost more and more of my composure the more I thought about it. But despite this realization, my inner self was still disturbingly calm.
So you see, I vowed that if there was somebody struggling like Satoshi-kun did, I'd save them. I don't want to see anyone transfer out again.
Haha. Damn it. What does transfer
So-
even mean? I won't let you transfer me. I won't end up the same as Satoshi.
Come on, Keiichi-kun, talk to me. I'll be able to understand you, Keiichi-kun. I'm your ally.
Oh, she's an ally.
Pronouns are they, them.
I love how that was a Higurashi image, actually.
That was a Higurashi. That was Leon Takechi. Holy
Yeah.
fuck, it was.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until now. That is so funny. That's actually genuinely fucking hilarious.
Kei-chan's pronouns are they, them.
Kei-chan, his pronouns are they, them.
I started wheezing out of breath. My lungs were so hot that they felt like they were going to explode, and my heart was beating as hard as it possibly could. I should have practiced running instead of my swing. I couldn't even afford to scoff at that stupid thought.
If Keiichi-kun doesn't have anything to worry about, he'd go back to normal. Everyone will go back to being friends, and we can enjoy club activities again. Next time, we'll team up and beat at Mi-chan.
I like how this entire thing is probably like he's like, yeah, you're right. I should just go back to being friends, and then for 8 chapters they just do the board game thing over and over again.
That would be so funny. Yeah, how much fun
That
that
would
would
be
be. Reddit couldn't even imagine how much I had wished I could turn back the clock these past few days.
You can be nice to me again, too. I want to go searching for treasure again. This time, I'll prepare a nice lunch.
Like the one you didn't eat last night, bitch.
Actually, we can just go right now. Let's go to the dam sites together.
Let's go take ibuprofen together.
I'll show you
Let-
the cute thing I just found.
Let's go to the beach, H.
Oh, it's like, I'm sure you'll like it too. It's like a fucking dead body.
Might be, honestly, at this point.
Honestly, yeah, it's like it's like a hanging body.
Hmm. My footsteps made pathetic flopping sounds as my legs wobbled and faltered. Hot on my heels, Rena's steps were sharply breaking twigs underfoot. I had to accept it. I was on the run. Wait. Being chased by Rena. She caught me, it was all over. I realized it instinctively. I couldn't even begin to think of what the end would entail. That if I was caught, it was all over. That's all I knew. It didn't matter how it was going to end. I wouldn't let it end. Not without knowing anything. Not yet! That momentary lapse was all it took. Of all the things that could have happened, my knees buckled underneath me, and I crumbled towards the ground. I tried to stand frantically, urging my legs to respond. I used my bat as a makeshift cane to prop myself up, but Rena was already standing right in front of me. Compared to me, out of breath and utterly exhausted, Rena was so cool and composed that she could have froze the air around her. She wasn't breathing hard at all. Rather, I couldn't even sense if her heart was beating.
Are you afraid of something, I wonder?
Oh my god, they're starting to sing outside. Are they having a concert? Girl. Okay, whatever. They're singing like nursery rhymes to the children over microphone.
Are you afraid of something, I wonder? It's not like you to tremble, Ketchikun.
Her expression looked almost affectionate. Those soulless eyes, that mask of affection. As she admonished me for her trembling, Rena's hands deftly slipped over her head. The flare of her arms as they moved made me feel as if I was staring at the godliness of the thousand-armed Buddha. Then, as both of her hands met above her head, the axe she held came into focus. I stared up at it in disbelief. It was all I could do.
It's like she hits him over the head, and then it's like cake. The thing is, the axe was actually cake.
The axe was cake or Keiichi was cake?
Both, I guess.
Tell me, what
No,
happened
that's...
to Satoshi?
That's me.
Oh.
Tell me, what happened to Satoshi? Rena stayed like that with the axe raised above her head and solemnly opened her mouth. It was as if she was expressing a farewell to a friend she was never going to see again. That cruel scenario resided somewhere in her actions.
I told you, Satoshi-kun transferred out.
Enough of that transfer crap. It means demoned away, doesn't it?
This is like it's like it's. Oh my god, I'm sorry. It's like fucking it's like what it's like Rena-chan is like saying like, oh, he unalived himself.
Enough with this unalive crap.
Truth now.
You can tell me now, can't you? Who made Satoshi disappear? Was it you? Mion? Or someone in the village? Answer me. I became frantic the more I screamed, but Rena did nothing but maintain the smile frozen on her face.
I have no idea what Ketchikun is talking about.
Then I'll say it in a way so you do. Who's the perpetrator of this chain of mysterious deaths?
Oh, it's so rad.
You seem so confused, Ketchikun.
What?
Maybe the VN thing they're using does have the ability to change
Maybe.
filters.
There is no human perpetrator. Everything is by Oyashiro-sama's will.
Is it Oyashiro-sama's curse just superstition? You believe in that too?
It's not about believing or not. Oyashiro-sama exists. Period.
And then
And then-
he starts feeling cramps.
That's Oyashiro-sama's curse. Transferring the period cramps to the
Yes.
men.
Yeah, it's period pains, yeah.
Rena's gaze grew even more gelid. The ferocity of her stare was so intense, not allowing me to question anything. There's just no way that something like Oyashiro-sama could exist.
You don't believe in Oyashiro-sama?
There's no way I could believe in it. There's no way it could exist.
It exists. It exists. Oyashiro-sama exists. Kichi-kun should have felt it personally.
I never felt something like that.
Kichi-kun, have you felt somebody apologizing to you before? Constantly on top of that?
All noise from the outside world disappeared. Only Rena's voice resounded loudly and terribly.
You see, until you forgive them, they'll always be with you. At school, at home, at your bedside.
I couldn't understand what Rena was saying. She's saying that the curse is tied to not forgiving somebody?
It came to me too. Oyashiro-sama did. That's why I transferred and came back to Hinamizawa.
I don't understand. What does transfer even mean? What was Rena saying?
Hasn't Oyashiro-sama come to you as well, Kichi-kun? I'm probably the only one who you can confide in.
She's smiling right now.
I won't let you transfer out, okay?
Let's see.
Let's all laugh together.
Ha 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 ha. Rena's demented laughter clanged around inside my head. Was Rena saying Oyashiro-sama came to her as well? That's right. Last night I heard about that when I asked about Rena. Alright, Oishi-san.
Please keep this confidential. Also, part of this may be speculation. I was like that. Are we gonna put the eye part?
Huh?
The eye.
The eye. Oh, that.
Yeah.
Right.
So one part of it is like one part of the story is that a person's eye got permanently damaged. Not all of it may be true. Are you still interested?
Oishi-san began speaking.
Neither the victim nor the school filed a complaint complaint. But so there's no preliminary report. Basically, the police haven't intervened in this matter. So all these details are just something, or just what I heard from those involved.
Oh, I think we already... Did we already see this dialogue? I can't remember. Let's just read it anyway.
We have seen this again, yeah.
Oh, well... Oh, no, we haven't! No, we haven't seen this.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is that we've heard of this before.
Yeah, but we haven't seen this dialogue, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. We haven't heard the victim part.
Right, so...
Basically, yeah. So all the details are just what I've heard from those involved. Meaning it's not that credible. I mean, that seems pretty credible.
You said they were victims? Didn't Rena just break all the windows?
No, Rena Ryugu had attacked 3 boys using a metal bat. See, she used to be called Satoshi. 2 of them made it out with only bruises, but the other had been injured so badly that one of his eyes was permanently damaged.
Oh, wouldn't that be considered assault? Shouldn't the police have arrested her?
For whatever reason, the victim never pressed charges. There is no report to the police, so...
They were beaten with a bat and suffered significant injuries. Normally, there would be a criminal investigation, but why didn't they press charges?
I tried asking all the three male victims for their side of the story. But they were all reluctant, you know, getting beaten up by a woman and all.
I get it now. She attacks men. I see.
Oh, I see. So all that Ketchikun needs to do
Is kill himself.
Huh?
Is kill himself.
No, it's the No, you can't do that color. You can't transition joke and a kill yourself joke together.
I didn't know you were gonna say that. Okay, fine. Transition,
It
Keiichi.
was obvious.
Please?
I said they only
No, it wasn't.
They only kill men, so therefore Ketchikun should have transitioned. That was the fucking bit. And then you go into killing himself, which makes it worse.
Oh, quiet down, you. Quiet down.
Oh my god, you're the worst person I've ever met.
Nah.
Right next to Stitch. Stitch left, I'm pretty sure.
No!
Stitch left on like Wednesday.
No!
Color?
What?
Stitch left like Wednesday.
No.
I know, it sucks.
I'm never gonna see Stitch
Okay.
again.
That's not true.
Wow, 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 wow.
No, well, you don't understand. Stitch
Huh.
transferred.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Anyways. Read it.
It's hard to say, but they were all afraid, even after she had transferred schools.
Oishi-san, could you summarize it starting from the beginning? Rena hit people while she broke the windows? Or was it she broke the windows after she got bored of hitting people? They sounded similar, but the meanings were drastically different.
On an undisclosed date, Rena Ryugu was conversing with 3 male students, close friends of hers, near the pool storage shed. Why is it going into the weird music? The weird version of the
Who?
music?
Who were those three?
I can't reveal their names, but they were close to Rena Ryugu, and it seemed like they were a group of friends. She was a lone girl in their group.
So it wasn't that strange that the four of them were together. So what happened?
I don't know the reason why. She took the baseball team's bat that was in the storage shed and beat the three of them down one after the other.
What? There were no witnesses. This was an account pieced together by the information given at the time of the incident. One day after school, Rena and 3 male students were at the pool storage shed talking together. They weren't seeking help. Rather... Hi, I'm Rena.
We don't have any psycho faces. I kind of do realize.
That's very interesting.
I think that blank-eyed stare sprite is supposed to be that, pretty much.
I know, but we never get any like ha ha ha, like like a wide smile with like the eyes fucked up.
That's cliche though. Who knows? Maybe we'll see it.
It's very cliche. But it's cliche because like I don't know.
You think one of like the prime thingies of horror has it?
Meh. They weren't seeking help. Rather, they usually met up there. It appears it became a heated discussion. At that time, Rena underwent a change. The change was so abrupt that the 3 of them didn't comprehend what was happening. Then, taking the metal bat, she attacked her friends, one after the other. Leaving her friends covered in blood with gashes on their head, she made her way towards the school building. Ay, ay, ay. Then she broke the glass windows one after the other. A few minutes later, a teacher appeared on scene and subdued her.
Ay caramba.
What was this change Rena underwent?
Well, matches up with the statements from the three. Three was a sudden change. The point that there was no that there was a transformation.
Transformation. I also could recall Rena's transformation. I'd seen that change many times before. It was so different from the usual Rena that I couldn't help but believe it was someone else who looked like Rena. That transformation they're talking about, had it happened before?
No, there was nothing like that. As far as I could find out, in her medical history and past, there was nothing like that.
Does that happen often? Where people change suddenly like Rena did?
Of course it does. There are plenty of psychological phenomena that could have caused something like that.
Then you're saying there was a dormant element in Rena that caused that transformation?
I cannot say for certain. I cannot say that for certain. According to the statements of her friends, it's hard to believe she had such a side to her.
Kind, caring, and adorable. Even before she transferred here. She was probably pretty popular in school like she was now. That girl transforming suddenly and assaulting them with a bat. Who could imagine such a thing? Nobody could have seen it coming. I myself sometimes believed that I was mistaken for thinking that was Rena, even now. Then, what happened after that?
there's a hospital right across from the school, so the three of them were quickly in and treated quick. But were carried in and treated quickly.
What about Rena? What about the police? Why wasn't there a criminal investigation?
You see, the police can't get involved unless they are called.
Even though one was badly injured with permanent damage? Why didn't they file charges?
That's what caught my attention as well. Either some threat or pressure was placed on them. Well, they had a reason. They couldn't file charges even if they wanted to. This is the part of the story we realize that like Rena's actually like a nepo baby.
What?
Yeah, so that like they like she has too much money.
Sure. Well, maybe. I don't know. We're talking about you, after all. Of course you looked into it, didn't you?
Well, yeah. I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? The victims were all very reluctant to talk.
Just spit it out already.
They didn't want to touch on the matter. Or rather, they didn't want to get involved. They didn't want to be involved. Well, they already kind of were.
Reluctant to talk, didn't want to touch it, didn't want to be involved. It resembled the villagers here in Oyashiro-sama's curse. Did the teacher at that school tell you anything?
The school is a hallowed ground. You can say that they tend to keep scandals under wraps. I didn't have a search warrant, so I had to tread lightly, you see.
Then there was no comment from the school?
No, they denied the incident even happened. It's just 3 male students were carried in for blunt force trauma that day. That's all there was in the hospital record.
The victims didn't speak. The school denied it happened. Then you don't know anything at all.
Yeah. I know nothing other than the incident itself had taken place. The victims also wish that this incident, to be kept from the public. So if you and I both forget about it, Mabara-san, and this incident will probably just fade away. Just like you.
For a brief period, we sat in silence. At first glance, it looked like a simple assault case, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. The depths were obscured by rolling waves, sinking quietly into the void as if they never existed to begin with.
After that, she was suspended by the school, and during that time, she underwent psychiatric counseling.
Did you hear anything from that doctor?
Again, they were very professional in regards to their ethics. And by that I mean they didn't tell me jack shit, those fuckers. Or at least very tight-lipped.
Why are we even talking to you then? Like, nothing even after you showed them your badge?
I was told to get a warrant. The badge itself has no legally binding authority after all. This is true. Police are dog shit.
Then how did you know that Rena confessed that it was Oyashiro-sama who did it?
There was a nurse I asked in that department. She agreed to help me just from showing her my badge.
Then what did she say? Turns out the nurse hadn't heard everything. Apparently all that she remembered was that what she overheard from inside the room.
The nurse said that at the time, Rena Ryugu was very calm and mild-mannered.
It was more like she's confessing her sins at church than a counseling session. She spoke with her mother there for some of it, but partway through, her mother was asked to leave, so it became a private counseling session between just the doctor and Rena for a while. The part with Oyashiro-sama, when did that pop up?
Partway through, she screamed the name suddenly.
So I met this cute boy named. Oh, I shared some.
That startled the nurse, and that's why she started listening in.
It was Oyashiro-sama.
Rena suddenly shouted that. I had no idea what was said before that, so I have no idea what the meaning behind it could have been. The doctor calmly and collectedly asked Rena to have a seat. What is this Oyashiro-sama you speak of? Gently, ever so gently, the fundamentals of counseling were believing what you were told.
Whoever abandoned Hinamizawa will be hunted by the down by Oyashiro-sama, and they finally got to me.
That's the town you lived in before you moved here, isn't that right, Ryugu-san?
I think it was a woman.
Well, the doctor?
Yeah.
Are you sure? How do you know?
I didn't want to move. Yeah, look at the logs.
Well, I know it said the nurse was listening, but did it say...
She spoke with the let's go down.
What?
The nurse at that time was very is when she was
It doesn't say.
Mother, she said she spoke with her mother for some of it. The part where her mother asked
That doesn't... It doesn't say.
I thought you were talking about the nurse.
No. The nurse, it
yeah,
said,
it's-
yeah, but not the doctor. / counselor or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't say.
I didn't want to move, but because of my mom and dad's circumstance, we had to. But Oyashiro-sama wouldn't allow it.
Ryugu-san must have lots of friends in Hinamizawa. Even now you must be missing them dearly, don't you think?
I wanted to go back to Hinamizawa. No, it's not that I want to go back. I have to go back. I should have gone back much sooner. But now it's too late. Oyashiro-sama has come.
Oyashiro-sama is the name of the god in Hinamizawa, isn't that right?
Everybody knows it's Hinamizawa's deity, and if you try abandoning Hinamizawa by leaving, you'll incur his wrath.
You had moved quite a while ago, didn't you? Then it was just now that this god arrived, is what you're saying?
You might not believe me, but Oyashiro-sama exists.
That nurse was then asked by another nurse to do something and left the room. That was all she remembered.
If the guess is
Huh?
If they were talking about the nurse, then the nurse was
Well, the nurse
I
wasn't...
remember.
The nurse wasn't the one questioning her. The nurse was listening.
Oh, I see. Never mind. Got it.
Yeah. That was Oyashiro-sama's doing, right?
Sorry. I do believe there is some kind of superstition in Hinamizawa that if you leave the village, then you'll incur Oyashiro-sama's wrath. You should be familiar with this part, Mabara-san.
I knew very well what those scorned by the village incurred. To hinder the dam construction project, they cursed the construction foreman to his death. Then the following year, Satoku's parents, supporters, and leading advocates for the dam were cursed to their death. But this was the first time I've heard of the curse incurred by leaving the village. This is my first time hearing that. I can understand outside threats being cursed by the village, but why also villagers who leave? Normally, people who leave villages aren't supposed to be cursed, right? I know it's a bit strange to say it, but I could see it as a rule that the people who come in are the ones who would be cursed. Far from Jupiter, far from his thunder, curses weren't something to chase after people that leave, were they? Oishi-san pondered over it for a bit over on the other end of the receiver and began speaking again.
Well, I told you long ago when Hinamizawa was called Onikakushi, right? Didn't I?
I recalled hearing that. Long ago, Hinamizawa was feared and respected as the village of ogres.
The villagers at the foot of the mountain worshipped the ogres, so the Onafuki was a hollowed ground that you could never enter. It came to be said that if you entered carelessly, you were cursed by Oshiro-san.
I think it's Fuchi. Onikakushi.
Fuchi?
Yeah. Those who set foot in Onikakushi.
I'm sorry.
In another word, Hinamizawa would be cursed. I could understand that. I know that, but for leaving to also be no good, that's...
Also, the ogres, you see, they were being strictly watched by Oshiro-sama so that they wouldn't enter into our world. In other words, Oshiro-sama was probably restricted the interaction between Onikakushi and the rest of the world.
I see. I finally understood what sort of thing Oyashiro-sama was. So basically, Oyashiro-sama is more like a warden than a protective deity, I guess? Trying to keep this place isolated from the rest of the world.
I guess that's how it would seem. I'm sorry, I don't know much, know very much myself. This is mostly what I've, was passed on to me from my grandmother.
I could understand it a bit better if it was like that. Those who came to Hinamizawa would be cursed, and those who tried to leave would also be cursed. So, because Rena originally lived in Hinamizawa and moved away, she fulfilled the requirements for being cursed. So that means because Rena moved away against its wishes, she was cursed by Oyashiro-sama? Is that what it adds up to?
In short, that seems to be what it points to, I guess. As a matter of fact, soon afterwards they did move back to Hinamizawa after all.
Those who abandoned Hinamizawa and left were cursed. But then why only Rena? Shouldn't Rena's parents also have been guilty of the same transgression by moving away and having been cursed? Also, in this day and age in Japan, shouldn't there be a lot of people coming and going? If every single one of them was cursed, then it'd be insane. But in reality, it wasn't that big of a deal at all. At most, there would be one person dying and one disappearing on the day of the Watanagashi. I don't like saying at most, though.
Well, anyways, there's a lot I still don't know. Even if it was Oshiro-sama's curse. It doesn't add up as to why her classmates, the victims who were being with the metal bat, wouldn't press charges. You don't think the victims were cowering because they believed that terrible curse had fallen them, did you? Do you?
This whole thing might be Keiichi, but I can't
yeah,
tell.
Sorry. It's probably
Is it?
Keiichi.
Are you sure?
It's hard to tell.
Either way, of course I didn't want to believe it, but more importantly, I just realized something else. There was another bizarre connection that Rena made between Oyashiro-sama's curse and metal bats. Satoshi fell victim to Oyashiro-sama's curse and went missing. I recently learned that Satoshi had also become infatuated with the metal bat right before he disappeared, just like me. Then Rena as well. She was affected by Oyashiro-sama's curse. She confessed that much to the doctor. And the weapon which she had used at that time of that horrendous act was again a metal bat. Huh. And finally, me. I'd encountered various things that were inexplicable, and now I was holding onto a metal bat. I was shocked when I learned that Satoshi did the same thing. It couldn't be. Had the same thing happened to Rena? But there was one critical difference between her and Satoshi's case. That being, Satoshi went missing after falling victim to the curse, but Rena was still here. Both of them had fallen victim to Oyashiro-sama's curse, yet they were met with different endings. And finally, me. I couldn't call it a coincidence anymore. Rena, Satoshi, and finally, me. Could it be that I really was under Oyashiro-sama's curse right now? No, more importantly than that, what should I do now? Satoshi had been demoned away, vanishing without a trace. Rena was fine. Fine? Rena had undergone a change. I could only believe that there was something that wasn't Rena residing within her. And here right now, it was standing before me. Rena, please tell me, what will happen to me? Rena stood imposingly, not answering. Oops.
Satoshi-san disappeared.
Wait, Satoshi disappeared, but Rena didn't disappear, so what will happen to me?
Thoughts mess me up.
Huh? I had never heard such an unpleasant laugh before. It had become akin to the sound of her breathing. It was no longer a voice or an expression of feeling.
Don't worry, I'll save you.
Rena took one step forward, still holding the axe high above her head.
Now then.
One step closer, Rena's face spread out to fill my vision.
Speak.
One step closer. Rena's nose was close enough to touch mine and was still pushing closer.
There is something you want to say, isn't there? I'll listen. I'll save you. Okay. Speak. Okay. Speak.
I slumped down, landing squarely on my butt. It wasn't for some pathetic reason. It was all I could do to get as far away from Rena. Japan has all kinds of gods, but Yashiro-sama is just a cringy, introverted god. Damn, Yashiro-sama is cringe? Okay.
Damn.
Cringe alert!
This chair is an eyesore.
I had the gut feeling that I couldn't let her laughter end. Because when that laughing ended... The moment I picked up on that feeling, my body moved by instinct. I sprang to my feet so fast even I couldn't believe, and pushed Rena away with both hands. Rena was as light as a feather. Thrown about by the unbalanced weight of the axe, she was sent backwards, as if she had been carried off by the wind. After confirming that, out of the corner of my eye, I dashed off at full speed. I was the perfect picture of fleeing like a greased pig. Get away from Rena. Run away. Survive. I couldn't think of anything other than this. While I was running, I remembered that I had been holding onto the bat the entire time. Such a worthless weapon. I couldn't believe I'd forgotten about this weapon at such an important time. I sped even farther down the winding path. I didn't even feel myself gasping for breath or my legs getting heavy. My body understood it as well. If I didn't run away from here, I wouldn't live. I could hear the laughter, that simulacrum of Rena coming from behind me. It rang through the trees and in my head and slowly chiseled away at my sanity. The grove of trees thinned out and my field of vision suddenly expanding. Where was this? For a moment I was bewildered by the scenery. I felt I knew but couldn't quite remember. I quickly realized it was the dam site. The fact that I dashed madly and it ended up in a place like this gave me a bad feeling. Like I was following someone's scripted plot. I had a good view of my surroundings, but I didn't see a single soul here. It was a terrible spot for someone on the run. There was no better place for an attacker. My heart was already on the verge of bursting. The muscles in my legs were screaming. But I didn't care. If I stopped here, then they might not even be able to scream for much longer. Even still, I glanced back, looking for an excuse to rest. Rena wasn't here. Instead, I saw 2 villagers walking around. I breathed a sigh of relief that it wasn't Rena, but a third party. Except the voices inside me rang the alarm once again. Villagers walking around weren't suspicious in and of themselves, but it bothered me. They both wore rough-looking clothes, empty-handed. They definitely gave the impression that they were just out for a walk, but at this time of day, 2 adults wandering around without a purpose was enough to raise questions. But more than anything else, those eyes. They weren't chit-chatting while walking. They were both silent, heading forward, looking in my direction. Was I at the end of my rope and had finally started imagining things? I should run away. That was probably the best choice. They weren't involved. I'd lose them easily by running. If they were part of the group after me, then they would come running after me. Either way, unless I hurried up, Rennie would catch up with me. That's right, I was going to run, deciding that. The moment I began to turn tail, both of them rushed towards me, as if they knew exactly what I was thinking. Somewhere inside me, I had jumped to the conclusion that Rena was the only thing I needed to be afraid of. I made the assumption that I didn't need to fear anything else. But right now, I realized just how blatantly wrong I was. Suddenly, the story Oishi-san told me about the demons all leaving the village to hunt prey floated through the back of my mind. I could tell they all were both coming after me without even turning around because of their frenetic footsteps. It was frightening, being unable to shake Rena off as she slowly closed in on me, but this didn't even compare. Being pursued with such violent ferocity, this straightforward horror was unparalleled. One of the pursuer's arms grazed my shoulder. Now it wasn't just their frenzied footsteps, but also the distinct sound of their breathing that I could hear. No, I could practically feel them breathing on me. They were already right behind me. Come down, Kichimibara. Still running at full tilt, I felt the surrounding area go still. No, it felt like time itself had stopped. I turned my head back slightly in that frozen world, realizing how close my pursuers had gotten to me. I couldn't win against the legs of an adult. In less than the time it would take to blink twice, when this frozen time began moving again, they'd be right on top of me. On top of me, and then... Don't think about that, Keiichi. First, realize you won't be able to shake them off like this. The fact that you can't get away was a given. You need to make a decision. Go with the right leg or with the left. You just need to decide which one. Let's go with the left. The moment I decided that, the temporal singularity burst into pieces. Right? Left. I swung the bat in a wide arc with my right arm. Using that inertia, I stopped and suddenly spun. What?
I thought it was jerking them.
Huh?
I thought he was juking.
What? What's that?
Like you know, like in basketball, like oh I'm gonna go this way, I didn't know he was
Huh. The two of them were clearly startled, momentarily losing sight of me. Both of their outstretched arms, ready to grab me, instead grasped at empty space. The man on the right, I applaud him being able to figure it out. Whoops. Go. I applaud him being able to figure it out. Spun around to the spot I shouldn't have been. It faced me in astonishment. But it was too late. I don't even need to swing my bat. All I need to do is extend my arms as I turned around. It was by no means a heavy blow, but it seemed like it had enough power behind it to knock him off his feet. But just knocking him down wasn't enough to scare him away. He got back up in no time. Both of them took a fighting stance and were ready to face me. This made me certain they weren't just two people out for a walk. They were clearly after me. It felt much easier than dealing with Rena. Just by not recognizing their faces, by not knowing them, it made things easier. I smiled wryly on the inside. What do you want with me? Next one is going right in your face, you bastard. It's fine if it was just a bluff. By barking out at them, I was able to fire myself up. They didn't respond. They spread out to either side of me, with unbelievably calm expressions on their faces. One of them would grab onto my bat and the other would hold me down. Was that their plan? Taking on both of them at once would be impossible. Hot sweat poured from every pore in my body. Then I'd just have to settle it with the first move. I'd step in and strike the first one down. I don't know. Narrowing my target down to the man on the right, who had already been knocked down before, I stepped in and swung with all my might. There was no way for an unarmed person to guard against it. It would be an immense damage. If they blocked it with their arm, their bone would snap like a twig. If they turned their back to it, then it was possible that the blow would travel all the way to their vital organs. It looked like he was aware of this. He pushed farther through the kill zone between us and delivered a fist right into my gut. Not good. With this distance in this position in this state, there was no way for me to dodge it. Oh my god, was that a bomb? The hell?
Yeah, it was loud as fuck.
The world flipped upside down. I understand I was being tossed around like a rag doll. I landed on the soft earth without a sound, feeling the grainy soil pressed against my face. It didn't hurt at all. But the moment I thought that, I suddenly felt pain coming from my abrasions on my skin, as well as the contents of my stomach forced upwards, flooding my mouth with bitter sensation. I knew very well I didn't have the time to relish this experience. I stood up as quickly as I could, but at that moment, the other man was already barreling towards me. Being able to comprehend calmly that I simply couldn't dodge it made it all the more upsetting. After plowing into my stomach full force once again, my assailant twisted around behind me and locked his thick arm around my neck. My throat felt like it was being crushed by his immense strength. I couldn't even contemplate that I was being strangled or that I was about to go unconscious. My vision simply darkened, and a silent whining noise began playing deep inside my mind. It took everything I had to keep myself from blacking out. While this was happening, the other man was more than likely standing in front of me. I wasn't able to open my eyes, but I could feel that he was there. There's nothing I could do now. Unable to shake this arm off me. I couldn't run, I couldn't fight back. Dire straits, I couldn't even come up with the phrase that adequately described my situation.
That was it?
I don't know. Familiar ceiling. Oh, I kind of want to end it there. What do you think?
Yeah, you could do that.
I think that's a good place. 2 hours.
Around. We started, yeah, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Epic.
That was good.
Yeah.
I love HIGURASHI, man. I love doing these sessions.
It is so interesting.
Yeah, it's so good. Man. Well, you know, also because HIGURASHI is like a cultural hit piece.
Guess so.
I think isn't Higurashi like one of the ones, or one of the series that not kickstarted,
Uh-oh.
more so like, huh?
Me accidentally showing my Google Chrome tab for some reason.
How to kill
Very
cat.
weird.
How to kill cat. How to kill
True.
cat. How to kill. Truth nuke?
Yeah.
No, it's like there's a lot of series like that where I'm like, I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I'm missing out not knowing like the full series.
Yeah.
Like being able to experience it is really cool.
Yes.
Meow.
Meow. Meow.
Rowdy. Meowdy. Meow. Meowdy.
Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Oh my goodness. What the fuck? Yeah, meow, meow, meow. Oh, somebody DM'd me.
Alright, well, thank y'all for staying us. Thank
Yes.
you, Toto.
Thank you, Toto and Shadow, and yeah, that's all the people who chatted.
And
Thank
Shadow,
y'all.
and Toto, and Jojo, and Teto.
Teto?
Okay.
いつでも I love you 君の手を kiss me
Teto, that kills people.
Teto.
Alright. Alright.
I will abandon you now. Bye bye.
Yay! Bye bye. Time to go, Jacob.
Time to go, Jacob. Anyways, bye bye. She immediately starts playing BlazBlue or Monster Hunter. Typical cat. SMH.